Hi guys, and welcome to this DiRT overview video running on the PlayStation 4. Now many of you will actually be getting your hands on the game tomorrow, whereas the rest of you will have to wait patiently until Friday, June the 9th. So this is not actually a review, this is more of a content overview where we go through the various modes. We're going to touch on the various aspects in the career modes and other modes that you can expect to see in the game. So we're kicking things off here with a stage at Spain. And we're on board the fantastic, amazing Ford RS200 Group B rally car, which is always an exciting car to drive, and here in Dirt 4 is no exception. So as always, it sounds great, and I've got to say, on the tarmac the car felt looser perhaps than in Dirt Rally, which was one complaint that we had about Dirt Rally. The tarmac physics were perhaps a little bit too grippy, but you can see I get the car quite nice and loose. This is with the simulation handling, I must say, and I'm using the T300 RS racing wheels. I hit the side of the track there and wow, managed to get away with it. You can see the drone flying above me. Now, I didn't quite see that when I was playing at the time, but yeah, lots of fun. Of course, the RS200, always a very exciting car to drive. And we're going to move on here to some action at Michigan. So this is with the gamer handling using a controller this time round. So I'm mixing it up just to get a good feel for the game in both the handling modes and of course with a racing wheel versus a controller. I've got to say, whether you're driving with a wheel or a controller, you know, you get a nice degree of accuracy with your inputs. So any sort of subtle inputs are translated well in Dirt 4, which is great to see. So you're not really going to be losing out if you're using a wheel or indeed a controller, which is fantastic. So a very different scene here, Michigan, compared to Spain, which we've just seen. A very dreary scene here. This is a wet race. You can hear the rain falling. And again, from the cockpit view here, which is my favourite view. I will be switching up the views though for the entirety of this video, so do stay tuned if you want to see other viewpoints, because we do actually go through every single viewpoint in the game, of which there are many. So totally different scene here, and it felt really good with the controller. So we're going to be having a look at the career first of all, so you can see what you can expect. And of course the career is split between the rally, the land rush, the rallycross and the historic rally segment. So there's your four main segments, and of course every segment has a number of races and championships each, and as you unlock more events you will earn licenses which unlock further tiers of events, and that applies to each and every discipline in the career modes. You can see here some of the modes I've only done a few events in, so I do have quite a bit of a lot of game left, so it does seem like there's a fair amount of events there, but certainly not on the scale of Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo, which was absolutely huge. So you can create your own team, so you've got your various staff members here. You can hire various engineers which are unlocked as you play through the game, and unlock or purchase the facilities, which I will touch on in just a moment. Branding and sponsors, of course, for your team. So you can set up your team name, you can choose between the various team patterns, and of course you can have a mess about with your logo and your colours. So each car livery is actually applied to each and every car in your garage, and of course you can choose your sponsors. Now each sponsor has a varying level of credits that they give you. You can see the contract there, you have varying levels of credits, and also you have, of course, the contract has a different length. Now this is the facilities. This is where you can invest in your team, so you can unlock further slots for engineers, say for sponsors as well. You can increase the size of your garage, and you can have some sort of a catering block and a lounge just to keep your staff happy. So there is a bit of morale to think about as well to get the best out of your staff. So here we're going to be expanding the garage. So you start off with just a 4-car garage, so very, very small, and we're going to be extending it here to 8 cars at the cost of 100,000 credits. So pretty steep, but it is pretty generous, this game, in giving you credits. So it's only a matter of time before you start building them up. So we're going to have a look at the various vehicle classes here. So you can see the rally cars, you can see the rally cross, and ending with the off-road style there. So plenty of cars there. This is the dealership then. We can purchase brand new cars at a premium cost. You can see here some of the R2 category cars. But you don't have to pay a premium. You can go into the classifieds, which is the used cars and it's well, it's a lot cheaper basically, but you are getting a used car, so you can see the mileage there. This car's done 23,000 miles, so it's not going to be quite as in good shape as a brand new car, of course. And each car, of course, is graded there. You can see the various grading there, the C's and D's. Now, this kit car I'm about to show, this one here was only available in the classified, so I imagine some cars are just available as used examples, and this one here is actually sold out, so you will have to go back and check every now and again as the classifieds get refreshed. And of course there's the mailbox there with various emails. We're going to be moving on to some land rush action here in Nevada, and we are driving a stadium buggy. So there are 3 land rush tracks in the game, so not many, but each does have a number of different configurations, so it does work out okay in the end. I'd love to see a few more tracks, so and in general the game is lacking in tracks, so it is a shame. But we're going to be going through the various viewpoints here. This is the sim handling mode. You can see there is 2 chase cams, and you know, the off-road sections in this game are very fun. It's probably one of the most fun categories in the game that I find, but it is very difficult as well, especially the lighter buggies. They are very skittish, so you've got to be very mindful of that when you're when you're putting on the brakes. They're so difficult to get to grips with, so it will take a bit of getting used to. This one here is a lot more behaved, and then you have the trophy trucks with about 900 horsepower, which again a bit of a handful. But we're going to move on now to some rallycross action. So this is Montalegre, and a very overcast Montalegre at that, and we're driving on board the Volkswagen Polo. So this is the S1600 class, and you're seeing now the dashboard cam. And I've got to say, this is the sim handling as well. I must point out that this was a lot of fun, but it's pretty tricky. You know, it does take some time to get used to. You've really got to be aggressive with the cars and throw the cars in, which kind of goes against your nature. If you're used to track racing, it is a bit of a different, totally different style of driving. But I've got to say, it is a lot of fun. And again, there's 5 rallycross tracks in the game, and we had 3 in dirt rallies. So this is the official rallycross game. So I would have liked to have seen a few more tracks. It'd be nice to see the full calendar, but it is what it is. We've got 5 tracks here, but just 1 or 2 more would have been nice to see. But anyway, elsewhere we have the competitive mode, which is your online modes, which updates on a regular basis. You're given a car here on the Pro Tour, and on the community events, again, it just refreshes every day, I believe, and you've given a number of events here, different cars and different tiers there, different rewards for the different tiers, and needless to say, the higher the tier, the bigger the reward. And of course, online multiplayer. I'm going to be creating a session here. You can see the settings there: private, public lobbies, simulation or gamer handling, whether you have assists on or not. And actually, it's a shame there's no local multiplayer in Dirt 4, which is a big surprise actually. It's shocking actually not to see it in there, but unfortunately that's just the case. So we're going to be just taking a look here at the various settings, and here is the stage generator, your stage. We will actually look at a your stage generated stage at the end of this overview, so do stay tuned for that. And we have here the Dirt Academy, which is basically a training location where you can sort of get to grips with the basics. So I'm going to be checking out some lessons here. So this is just an example of a tutorial here with the handbrake usage. So let's just have a little listen.
Okay, slow down for the corner ahead. Turn in. Give the handbrake a quick hit to tighten the line through the corner.
And of course, it's not long before, once you've listened to what they've told you, you can actually jump into the action and have a go yourself and just sort of put that theory to the test, which is great to see. And there are a number of tutorials there, so it is pretty comprehensive. So whatever you're looking for, it's probably going to be there. So it is worth taking the time to jump in here if you're not used to rallying and the techniques involved. So it's all about getting as many people involved in rally and rallycross as possible. So it's really good to see they've got a comprehensive tutorial here where a lot of games do fall flat. Of course, you can free roam, which I do, using the chase cam this time. The second chase cam is just the slightly further away chase cam. I just have a little bit of fun here, just throwing around the car, because why not? This is dirt after all. So it's not quite Gymkhana, but it is still a bit of fun. And there are some, fun modes, which you'll see in just a moment as well. So just me having a little mess about. This is on the sim handling as well, I must say. And even on the sim handling, it's fairly easy to chuck it around. I'm certainly not an expert at drifting or any sort of Gymkhana, so it is usually, I'm crashing every 5 minutes. But even so, in Dirt 4, I would say the handling's probably not as hardcore as Dirt Rally, so I am able to jump in here and be fairly comfortable, even in chase cam, which I'm not used to playing with. So it's all a bit of fun, and it's nice to see this mode in here, just for players to put some. I can imagine players putting some really good videos together using this mode, but there's not enough obstacles, unfortunately. So it's almost like a cut down sort of Gymkhana, but I'm glad it's here at the same time. But don't go expecting loads and loads of obstacles to chuck the car around, because it's quite lacking in that department, sadly. So let's just have a little listen to this car then in action. Right, so elsewhere we have the Joyride mode. So this is where it all gets a little bit crazy, really. There are, see, a number of chapters here, and each chapter has a number of events. But it looks like there's only 2 actual main modes, so this is the first of them. And basically you are tasked to crash into as many of these objects as possible. You have the target there on the right of the screen. You can see there's 85 in total. And you have the gold, silver and bronze targets there on the right. So a bit of fun. It would be Dirt without this sort of mode chucked in. So it was good to see it in. The brakes there, getting it round just about. So this is my second attempt, actually. My first attempt ended after about 10 seconds. I went straight into a wall. So yeah, this might not be the best run I've ever done, but it is only my second run, like I say, so you just have to sort of bear with it. But it's good fun. Again, this is the I believe this is the sim handling mode now. So it's good fun. It's not too hard. I mean, I guess the events get harder as you go along. So I will be checking those out, but yeah, like I said earlier, this is not a review, so we will have the review up on the site pretty shortly, so do check that out. And I got to this stage and I thought, well, where do I go now? And that was actually it, so I just have to sort of play out the remaining seconds here, and I just cheekily turn around and get the last 2 objects there. So 81 out of 85 is not too bad. And this is the other mode here, which is the sort of time attack mode, and basically you want to finish with as small a time as possible, as quick as time as possible, and to aid you along your way you can pick up these green tokens which take a second off your time, but there are red tokens as well with the exclamation mark, and those actually add a second to your time. So it's all about collecting the green and avoiding the red. So again, a lot of fun. It's just a shame there's only 2 of these modes. I would like to have seen 4 or 5 really to sort of flesh out this mode, but with Dirt 4 I find that there's limited amounts of each category, so it does a bit of everything but it doesn't do a lot of anything. So I guess it's just keeping in with the sort of Dirt tradition, just a little bit of everything, so something for everyone. And coming up here then, it's very tight through here. This reminds me of sort of super special stages, just how tight some of these sections are. These are 90-degree bends, and very well designed tracks, I have to say, and lots of fun. It's good to sort of come out that really serious rally stuff and really sort of get into this and just throw the car around a bit just for a little bit of fun, just to sort of relax and unwind from the stressful rally A to B stuff. And the rallycross as well, pretty tense. So I just coming slaloming through here, and just managed to click a red token by mistake here. But we're going to be concluding this PS4 overview for Dirt 4 with a rally stage here at Wales. As you can see, a nighttime stage. This is a 3-mile long stage. So far I've come across pretty short stages, but I haven't got through much of the career mode, so I imagine as you progress these stages probably get more and more tricky and lengthier and lengthier. So we do know that the Your Stage creator can create stages up to 13 kilometres in length, so which is about as long as the Dirt Rally stages were. So there are some long stages in Dirt 4, should you wish to take them on. So we're driving the Mitsubishi Evo 6, which was one of the cars that was hotly requested by fans. So it's great to see it in here. You can see the replay at the top of the screen there, showing the Evo 6 in action. And you know, with any rally stages at night, it does ramp up the difficulty, and this was no exception. You know, this is my first time running this stage. In fact, this was the Your Stage generator that created this stage. So it's totally random. So whenever you create a stage, obviously it's going to be fresh to you. So it's all seat of the pants stuff. You've really got to listen to your co-driver and sort of attack the stage as much as you can. You know, if you're feeling brave, that is. But I usually drive below my limits on rally games. Simply just so it gives me a little bit of room, so if it does go wrong I'm able to get out of it. Or cutting that turn pretty close there, so pretty tense stuff. And you know, the crowds to the side of the track, one area that does disappoint me, there just wasn't enough crowds that I've seen so far, which is a shame. You know, we're seeing it more and more in games that lack in life. Although there are some games that going the right way. MXGP3 is one example of a game that's sort of adding more and more layers of trackside detail, whereas Dirt 4 I find a little bit on the bland side, perhaps. The environments in general, a little bit generic perhaps, but you know, it is early technology with the Your Stage creator. If they continue to evolve, it's you know, it will only get better and better, and they've said they're going to keep with it, so we just have to wait and see what they can squeeze out of it in the future. Exciting to see though. So I think we're just over the halfway point here. This is not a long stage, and again, sounds good, the Evo 6. This is the simulation setting. So I will say that it's not as hardcore as Dirt Rally, simply because the tracks seem to be flatter, not really bumpy tracks. There's not much, you know, curve to the tracks, and the reason for that is so that everyone can get on the same tracks and do well, whether you're using the simulation handling or the gamer handling. So it's understandable. And with a numbered dirt title, I wasn't expecting you know, hardcore simulator, say in not quite like Dirt Rally at least. So it is what it is. It's a good game. And of course we'll have our review on the title coming up in a matter of days, so do check that out. But that's it for now for this Dirt 4 overview on the PlayStation 4. Thanks for watching.